Hello, 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 hello. It's a beautiful day. This is Gary Olson, Tucson Family Wellness. Talking to Scott Lewis in Los Angeles, California. How's it going, Scott?
Very good. How are you, Gary?
I am good. And I'm appreciating being connected with you over this year, really connected in COVID times, over Zoom, over business training group. And and I appreciate the depth and connection that our group has had. And it's been a crazy year.
It has been. Many things going on, between the pandemic and political stuff, and this goes on and on.
It does.
It does. Talking earlier about stuff that, fears and stressors, that there's seems like there's one thing on top of the other.
Right. Like for me, I've been seeing just censorship like I've never seen before. Media, social media, like I'm seeing it and it's making me crazy. It's making me pissed. And then I'm afraid to talk about it with people that I don't think are gonna see the same way.
Yeah. And then for me, it's like I'm trying to reach out to people, and sometimes it seems like they just, they don't get it, that they, it's hard to really be connected with them. And to be able to get across that we have more in common than we have that's separating us.
Right. So how do we make how do we make that connection? So that's the important piece. It's like, being willing. So I had a conversation this morning with a couple of my friends, and brought up what's making me crazy and scared, and the fear was like I did it, and the fear was like I would be ostracized. I would not be talked to again. I would not be welcome in this group. So yeah, how do we bring the conversation? What's the space? How do we set that up? So tell us about your background. Why your expertise as a coach, your experience. Why am I even asking you this? Tell us why we'd listen.
It's one of the things that I teach in my program. I am a life coach, and I'm also I'm certified as a life coach, and I'm also have a master's degree in social work. But the big thing that I
didn't know you had a master's in social work.
I do. The big thing that I teach, and that's become a part of a lot of my program, is nonviolent communication, or compassionate communication. And it's really a way of connecting with people who have differences, and looking at, what I said earlier, what do we have more in common than what we have separating us. Often we get stuck on the strategies level. Our strategies that we want to use might be different, but the needs underneath are often similar, if not exactly the same, of what we want.
So the need for connection is a piece that I hear. Need to be heard, need to be safe, need to be in community.
That's the big thing for me. I want us to be living in a world where everyone's voice can be honored. It doesn't mean that I have to agree with you. It doesn't mean that, I don't want to try to convert you to my side or convince you that I'm right. It's really about connection and feeling like we get each other.
I don't want to convert people. That's total reaction. I want to convert people. It's like, holy shit, this is what I see. I can't believe this is happening. I totally want to, like that's a gut reaction. Like, of course I want you to agree with me.
And if you lead with that, you're going to end up pushing people away.
Right.
So what I'm suggesting is connecting first. And even, I mean, yes, you might be wanting to get across how you see things, but doing it in a way that's going to keep the two of you connected, as opposed to pushing somebody away. Something to think about, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed again just so much reaction that I have. It's like I can't believe, like, just, I see what's happening and just freaking anger just comes up, just rage, and it's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And I want I want a different outcome. I want this to stop. Right? I want it to change. And that's where the action comes from, of like, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Can you believe this? And there's that connection now. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
And then there's people on the other side are saying the same thing. Can you
Look
believe this?
Can you believe this?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a difficult situation. We find ourselves, it's really interesting. We find ourselves with pretty much half the country on one side and half the country on the other. And everyone's saying, can you believe this? But they've all got their own view, their own perspective on things, and nobody's hearing anybody else, at least not across the aisle, so to speak.
So give us a 2-minute version of what you're doing. You have a program starting on Monday, and what is it?
Yeah, it's called Heal the Rift, Connecting Across the Aisle. And it's a 3-session training. It's 3 Mondays in a row, starting Monday, December 7th. And
that's at 4 p.m. Pacific time.
4 to 5:30 Pacific. So it's for people who find themselves that are wanting to connect more with their friends and family who have a different political belief than they have. And it's I can't guarantee that it will solve all of the communication problems, but I think it's a good start towards being able to connect and hear each other
and be right and win.
And well, for me, winning is staying connected. Winning is being able to have that conversation without people reacting and without either one of you storming away.
But what if I'm right?
You can believe you're right. I mean, that's one of the big things, is taking that out of the relationship equation. You can believe you're right, and you can also be wanting to get your point across, but doing it in a way that's going to keep your relationship.
So how do people find out more about it?
It's on my website, and we'll put the link in the chat or in the comment along with the Facebook Live.
Okay, if they don't see that, what's the website?
It's cornerstonescoaching.com/heal the rift.
Cornerstones with an S.
Yeah, and Cornerstones is plural. Yes.
Cornerstonescoaching.com. Check it out. Scott Lewis, you're the man. Thank you so much for this time.
Yeah, it's good.